Silver has always been called poor man's gold because basically it's today 1/80th of the price of gold. That means that the gold price is 80 times the silver price. I don't think silver will be called poor man's gold for very long because silver is now in the position where it's likely to catapult to much, much higher levels. It's being held at the $50 level. If we look at this graph, it was $50 in 1980 when gold was $850. It was $50 in 2011 when gold was $1,920. And it's just under $50 today when gold is over $4,000. So clearly, silver has been suppressed for the simple reason that there isn't enough stock of silver around. There is a shortage of silver every year, and that shortage is covered by short-term borrowing of silver, which means that it's silver that has been rehypothecated once or several times and not really existing silver stocks, which are free and clear. So we're going to see now, I think, and there probably could be in the next few days, silver not being held below this line. And it is the $50 line is not a resistance line, it's a catapult line. And I think once we go across that line properly, we have already been past it by a couple of dollars. Once we go across it properly, silver is going to shoot up to $60, $70, $80 in a very short period of time. And the long-term move of silver will mean that I have said already 25 years ago that gold is likely to reach 10,000 in today's terms. And if silver reaches the historical relationship to gold, that would mean $666 silver. That's not a forecast, but that's an unlikely level that silver will go to. By that time, it's not going to be poor man's gold anymore. It's going to be the rich man's silver. These shortages are there on a daily basis. We buy silver for our clients every day, and there's more buying than ever, and it's extremely difficult to get hold of physical silver. Remember, of course, physical is the only way that you should hold the metals. Physical silver, physical gold outside the banking system in your own name, because that's the way to preserve wealth in a proper way. Now, what does that mean with silver tens of dollars higher in a very short period of time and hundreds of dollars higher within the next few years? Because gold will not move as fast, but gold will move up also. It clearly means that the fiat currencies are on their final leg down to zero. They're 99% down since 1971, and they're now going to move down all the way to zero. That means that the Western financial system is now on the verge of crashing. We have problems in the banking system already, especially in the US. We have problems in Europe. We have geopolitical problems of a magnitude that the world hasn't seen before. Trump is trying to maintain the US hegemony by threatening China, by threatening India, but they're not responding. China says it doesn't give a damn about the tariffs that Trump is imposing on higher and higher levels. And as a matter of fact, anyway, China's export to the US is now only 10%. So the US is not that important market anymore. So China is not going to give in to the pressures or the blackmail of Trump, nor is India. Trump has also threatened India with sanctions because they buy Russian oil. But India is not giving in to these pressures. As a matter of fact, Modi refused to take a call from Trump recently, thus totally ignoring him. At the same time, he went discussions with Xi in China and with Putin. So the power is totally shifting from west to east, as we have been talking about in the last few years. And that is now accelerating, and that will accelerate further with the collapse of the fiat currencies in the West especially. And the power, not just political power, but the power of money will move also to the east. And of course, Eastern countries are buying more gold than ever. China, India, Russia, and many other Eastern countries are accumulating gold to an extent that we've never seen before. And their official reserves are likely to be much higher than they are actually advertising. And their official reserves are much higher than they are declaring. So we're getting to the end of a monetary era, an era which started in 1913 with the creation of the Fed, and the decline accelerated in 1971 when Nixon closed the gold window. And now we are at the final leg down, which is going to be an absolute disaster for the West and for financial assets and for investment assets. As I've declared already previously, I am very certain that stock markets will lose at least 90% of their value in real terms, which is measured against gold. So holders of stocks, holders of bonds, holders of financial assets are going to have destruction of their wealth that has never been seen before in history. This is why it's absolutely essential from paper assets, from stock markets, from bond markets, even from property markets, into physical gold and silver. That's what's going to save you when the collapse starts in earnest with falls that nobody expects. So get prepared, buy physical assets, gold and silver, and cut down on your other assets like stocks and bonds. It's still time to preserve your wealth and to save you from seeing total decline in your wealth by having paper assets going down by, as I said, at least 90% against real money. And real money is going to be gold and silver and other real assets. So take the steps that you need to do. Buy gold, buy silver, reduce your other financial assets, and you will sleep much better. Thank you.